ShortMeTina once again from ShortMeTina.com with my nightly video recap. We're going to kick it off with the SPY. Let's talk about the overall market first, and then I'll dive into stocks. Again, I have a few to cover, so I'll try my best. I always try. Never can quite make it sometimes, but I usually try to keep these videos to a minimum. So with the SPY, again, I've done several videos on the SPY dating back to October when we initially had that pullback, or the start of what we're seeing here. So definitely rallied. We're up about a little over 3% on the day. We closed at 252.39. The high of the day was what was the high? 253.11. So a couple of things. Why this rally? One, we added more jobs than expected, right? At least I think that's the reason for this rally. And two, Fed Chair Powell indicated that the monetary policy is not on autopilot, right? So I guess folks want him to reconsider before raising rates insanely, for lack of a better way of putting it. All that said, what is the chart telling me now? Again, 280 is here because in my opinion that denotes resistance. 250 and 260 for a long time, if you look back to around 2017, those were levels of support that held up for quite some time. All right, so again, in the videos that I recently did, for me, I said there's two hurdles that we need to get above. 250 is the first one. That's not, like, in my opinion, a major hurdle, but definitely one that we need to overcome. Second hurdle, in my opinion, one that I'm really going to be watching is that 260 level. So we've tried to back test 250 several times, right? We can say we did it here December 20th. Most recently, December 28th, we went as high as 251. You know, prior to today's rally, going back to January 2nd, again, we got as high as around 251. Today, once again, 253, so we're above that. So again, sitting here at 252.39, we're above that crucial 250 level. So Monday, not hugely important in my opinion. No single day is hugely important. It's just sort of like the culmination of the days, and what the, you know, what the days collectively say. So obviously I'm going to pay attention to Monday. Will this rally be sustained? Meaning, will we continue to trend higher? Will we make attempts at breaching 260, or will this be it, and will we subsequently roll over? If we do, obviously, if we can't penetrate 250, that does not bode well for the bulls. Not saying that things are going to get dire, because they're still that low that we hit in December 24th, I believe, of 234.27 that I'm paying attention to. As long as we can stay above that, in my opinion, we have a fighting chance. But again, hurdles 250, which we overcame today, but it's a matter of not just overcoming it, but sustaining it. Then we have 260, and that for me would be the real test. What else do we have? All right, the IWM, similar market metrics, okay, in my opinion. Inverted head and shoulder, breached that neckline here of around 145, and when that happens, we went tumbling. Went as low as 127.98, bear market territory, well over 20% off the most recent high of 173. We're sitting here at 137, so we're kind of above, we are above that 130 support here. That for me was also crucial. Again, if you go back to 2016, you'll see more or less 130 has held outside of this little hiccup here. So again, going into Monday, similar with the SPY, let's see whether or not we can hold 130. If we can, super important level for me for the IWM small caps, I like it, is 145. Two disclosures before I go. We did short the overall market, the SPY, in our premium member community as a hedge, and I've been encouraging folks, and I've been doing it myself, buying the IWM in increments as a part of my longer term portfolio. So let's see what happens. What else do we have? All right, JD, again, daily chart dating back to 2014. Full disclosure, we did go long the premium member community with ticker JD. Why? Again, if you go back to 2014 when the stock IPO'd, that $19 level held, right? Again, 2014, it held. We tested it a few times. 2 years later, in June of 2016, it held. And so when we tested it back in November of 2018, from a risk-reward perspective, I played that probability. That's what we do. I took that probability trade, and, you know, we went long around that. I want to say around that $19 to $20 mark. Don't quote me. At any rate, we had the bounce to 23, subsequent pullback. We're sitting here at 22.27, rallied on the day, along with most other stocks, up about 9%. As long as 19 can hold, I am bullish on ticker JD. What else do we have? All right, GE. I did a video on GE, I want to say at some point in this week, and I said despite the 90% decline in the stock, I was getting increasingly bullish. So today, stock is up about 6%. In after hours, we had that huge pop. Closed at 8.23. I have a after hours printed 8.55. I wouldn't chase. We're not out the woods as of yet. You're running into resistance here of around 8.50. Let's see how the stock acts around 8.50. And I have a feeling it's actually going to roll over. I don't think it's going to penetrate 8.50. And if it rolls over, in my opinion, that would be your Q, or your at that point you can go long. That's how I intend to play it. I'm not going to play the breakout. I'm actually going to wait to see what happens once it gets to resistance. But I like GE longer term. What else do we have? All right. AMD daily chart. Again, another stock that I've reviewed extensively. It was actually a trade in the premium member community on both the long and the short side. Our most recent trade was the short. Again, when I saw weakness in the stock, we're up significantly. I want to say we're up. I don't know exactly. I think maybe 11% on the day. We closed at $19. Huge bullish action, obviously, along with other stocks in the market today. But the thing that I've maintained, or the thing that I've said, is that the rallies have not been sustained. So you'll have your pops. You've been having your pops since mid-October, since the decline, but the the rallies are usually faded. So let's see if this rally can be sustained or if it's going to be faded. Once again, I maintain that it's going to fall to around 14.15 despite this pop. My stance remains. What else do we have? All right, ticker AAPL, daily chart. What else? What can I say about Apple? So again, sitting here at 148.26, or up about 5% in a day. Remember the video that I did yesterday? I said, well, granted, we closed at the low or close to the low of the day, and generally speaking, when that happens, you can expect more downward pressure the next day. But before I ended that video, you can go check it out at ShortMeTina.com, or you can go to our YouTube page at ShortMeTina, and in the filter, you look for the video that I did on January 3rd. Look for Apple. And what I said after I made that statement about generally speaking, when stocks close close to the low of the day, they tend to generally roll over. I said with Apple, I would not be surprised if you saw a gap up and a pop. This is Apple we're talking about, and that's exactly what happened today. So again, I'm not chasing, just watching. I like it as a long, not at these levels, of course. I think there's going to be better opportunities in the future. Don't be a chaser, play the charts. Again, be patient with your entries, especially in this volatile market. What else do we have? All right, ticker ACB, daily chart, not doing much. Closed at 522, or up about a modest 1% or so, 1.5% on the day. It's kind of hanging out here around support. Support, we can say, comes in at around, for sake of arguing, let's say around 450 to 470, somewhere around there. So it's been hanging around that support area. So again, 522, not a bad entry in my opinion, but if you can get it lower, that's actually better. It's okay for it to hang out here, but you don't want it to hang out too long, because when that happens, that break will ensue. So that's kind of it on ACB. Still bullish in the longer term, but be cautious. What else do we have? All right, SGYP didn't roll over, up about 6%. Again, with the overall market, most stocks are up on the day. We're still sort of hitting that support area of around we can call it like 35 cents, right? 30 to 35 cents. So we're still really hanging out, not support, I'm sorry, one support, now resistance. So we're really trying to like penetrate that. Obviously, if it can, there's this huge gap to be filled here at around 130. Unless it can penetrate, I'm not really interested, because again, it's having a hard time. It can always roll over. If we can kind of power through this resistance level and hold, then in my opinion, there might be a trade from a speculative standpoint. Not a fan of penny stocks. If you don't know how to play them, be careful, they can get dangerous. What else do we have? All right, ticker NBEV, daily chart. So I did a video on this yesterday. I said, in my opinion, there's a bullish pattern emerging, but you kind of have to take, in my opinion, that wait and see approach. Waiting, there's nothing wrong with waiting. In fact, if you can learn how to wait and stock your stocks, prey. Treat them as prey, right? If you can do that with your stocks, you will fare better if you don't make impulsive trades. Like if you see a stock you want to get into and have sort of like the patience or the the patience. If you can patiently wait to enter a trade, I think you're going to fare better. Not waiting as in fearful waiting, but waiting as in you're waiting for the precise opportunity. So ticker NBEV, just kind of hanging around for the past few days. And when I see these sorts of candlesticks, especially the way they're situated now, I always find them interesting. Won't disclose too much. Again, watching ticker NBEV, like, it can, this is not a, it's not a definitive or concrete answer, but it's true. It can go two ways. I mean, we can have like a real upshoot to the upside, or we can really collapse. So yeah, I wouldn't do much but watch this stock. What else do we have? All right, ticker AMRN. We're down about a little over 2%, like 2.5% on the day. Again, don't like the chart, in my opinion. It's a rounding top, which is a very bearish chart pattern. I talk about this particular chart pattern in my short course, Go Short, Making Money When Stocks Decline. If you have not caught a copy, definitely go to ShortMeTina.com and purchase your copy. I think you'd find the information in there useful. At any rate, AMRN, I think what held this up, or what kept this up today, is the overall market was entirely bullish. But the next downturn we have in the market, I expect a huge crash with ticker AMRN. So we're going to cap it there. ShortMeTina from ShortMeTina.com. If you enjoyed any portion of this video, do two things for me. One, head on over to my YouTube page at ShortMeTina. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. I do videos every single day. This ensures that you do not miss any, and also helps to get the word out. Then head on over to ShortMeTina.com, sign up, become a member. Thank you for listening, and as always, thank you for the support. TGIF.